If you've ever Googled index funds versus ETFs, you might come away way more confused than what you started with, and you're not alone. This is genuinely one of the most searched questions in all of personal finance, and a lot of the answers out there are very technical, or they're a little bit too vague, or they really avoid the actual question. So in today's video, I want to give you the real answer between here, definite answer, which one is going to make you more money, which one is easier to use, and which one I would pick if I were investing today. Now, this is a question that I actually did get today, which really prompted this video, because here's the thing, the answer is probably not what you expect, because index funds and ETFs are not actually opposites. They're not even really competing with each other. And once I explain this, the whole question becomes a lot more simpler. So let's go ahead and get into it. So first, why is this question so confusing in the first place? It's because the financial industry has done a absolute terrible job explaining both of these things clearly. Most people think that index funds and ETFs are two completely different types of investment that are sitting on opposite spectrums. Pick one or pick the other, and that framing is completely wrong. It leads people to overthink the decisions they're making when it is actually much simpler than it looks. So here's the real breakdown. An index fund is a strategy. It means the fund tracks a specific market index like the S&P 500 or the total US stock market instead of trying to beat it. That is the index fund part. An ETF, which stands for exchange traded funds, is a structure. It means the fund on the stock exchange trades throughout the day just like a regular stock does. That is the ETF part. Now, it is two completely different concepts. One is about the fund investing in it. The other is about how the fund is bought and sold as an ETF. And here's the thing that really trips everyone up. You can have an ETF that is also an index fund. In fact, a majority of the ETFs that I talk about on this channel, you've probably heard of the VOO, the VTI, the SCHD. They are both. They have an ETF structure and they track an index as the strategy. They are index fund ETFs, and these categories do overlap. So the real question is not an index fund versus an ETF. The real question is the ETF structure versus a mutual fund structure. And that is where it's actually really useful with a very, very clear answer. So let me break down what actually separates these two structures in a way that matters for your money, because the difference between these two are very real, and it's a lot more than what people think. When we think of a mutual fund, it is priced in once per day after the market closes, often has a minimum investment $1,000 to $3,000. Auto investment and dividend reinvestment are built in there. There's no brokerage commissions to buy, and they are slightly less tax efficient than an ETF. Now, on the flip side, with an ETF, it trades all day like a stock. You got real-time pricing in here. You can buy as little as one share, or you can even buy fractional shares of ETFs. They have a highly tax-effective structure, slightly more flexible, meaning you can buy and sell it at any time, and must set up drip manually on these brokerage accounts. So in practical terms, the mutual fund structure is simpler to automate. You set up those reoccurring contributions, it goes in automatically, dividends are reinvested automatically. You barely have to think about that. Now, Vanguard's VF, that is the mutual fund version of the S&P 500. It works exactly like that. You set it, you forget it, and really ETFs cannot quite match the simplicity or the pure hands-off factor that we have. On the other side, the ETF structure gives you more flexibility, also gives you better tax efficiency because of the way that ETFs were built years ago. Used and created in really a very simple mechanism through larger institutional investors. They almost never generate capital gain distributions, which mutual funds can for the tax efficiency. Over a long-term horizon in a taxable brokerage account, this tax efficiency can transfer into real money. We are talking potentially tens of thousands of dollars in taxes you don't have to pay for a 20 or 30-year period because of the efficiency within an ETF. And here's the practical reality for most people watching this. If you're investing inside of a Roth IRA or a 401k, tax efficiency doesn't really matter at this point because you aren't taxed anyways. The mutual fund structure works just as well, if not a little bit better, for the automatic contributions you have in there. If you're investing in a taxable brokerage account, the ETF structure will always win on tax efficiency and the gapping of the compounding because it doesn't have the minimum investments. Now let's talk about the one thing that everyone cares about, the cost of these, because this is where people, and really where the big difference between these two vehicles turns out. Because let me give you the real side-by-side comparison of what we're looking at of the same two popular S&P 500 indexes. The VOO ETF, the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, expense ratio of a 0.03, so very, very low by any means. The VFIAX, which is the mutual fund variation, tracks that same Vanguard 500 index. Expense ratio on this is a 0.04. So when you look at a 0.01 difference per year on $100,000 invested, that is $10. The performance is identical. The fees are almost identical. They both track the exact same indexee, the same 500 companies at the same weight for $10 a year on a $100,000 portfolio. The cost difference between an ETF and a mutual fund are almost identical. I mean, when you look at things that you spend $10 on, you can probably name a ton. There's nothing in here that is dramatically cheaper than the other, because you are comparing true apples to apples. Now, where the cost difference actually does matter is when you compare actively managed mutual funds to indexed ETF funds. The active managed funds usually charge around a 0.5 to 1% per year in fees. On a $100,000 portfolio, that is $500 to $1,000 versus $30 for investing in the VOO. Over a 30-year period, that fee will compound, and genuinely, this is life-changing money, and that is the real cost argument, not ETFs versus index mutual funds. It is passive versus active, and passive will win every time, especially when you start looking at a longer-term horizon. So let me put it into real numbers versus just passive and active fees, and looking at and seeing how much crazy of a difference this is. So let's say you invest that $500 for 30 years. Both accounts are earning 10% before those gross fees. One is actively managed at that 1%. One is the VOO, which is charging the 0.03. After 30 years, the VOO account will have $1.13 million. The actively managed account, around $986,000. Same contributions, same market returns. The only difference in this equation of apples to apples is the fee that was charged. That fee over a 30-year period is going to be $144,000 gone. Not to the market risk, not to bad luck. That is straight into management fees. And in the case, you really never beat the indexee because it was invested in the exact same thing. Think about that. That is the argument for index investing, not ETFs versus mutual funds. It is passive versus active investing, low cost versus high cost. And this is where real money is made or money is completely lost. Okay, so here's that definitive answer I promised you at the start. Which one should you use, ETFs or the index mutual funds? If you're investing inside of a Roth IRA or 401k and you want the maximum simplicity with automatic contributions, go with a low-cost mutual fund, the VFIAX, like I said, from Vanguard, the VAI at Fidelity. There's a lot of different variations that track the exact same index. You can set up your automatic contributions, let it run, never have to think about it again. And really the performance different versus the ETF is almost completely negligible. If you're investing in that taxable brokerage account and you care about tax efficiency over the long-term horizon, go with ETFs, the VOO, the VTI, two very, very good choices. The tax efficiency advantage compounds, and really when you look at a taxable account over 20 or 30 years, having the flexibility to sell when you need to, giving you more control over exactly what you're investing in is a really good choice. And if you start out with small amounts, you want to go with ETFs because of the fractional investing. Most brokerage accounts offer fractional shares in ETFs. When you look at Robinhood, when you look at M1 Finance, I got a link down below. You can go in there with $25, $50, $100 in there. And really, if you can go in there and only put $50, buying $50 in a VOO today would be better than not investing at all. Most index mutual funds still require the investment of $1,000 or more to even open the account. ETFs have no minimum beyond really the fractional price per share. The bottom line, both of these are great. Fees matter more than the structure. Passive will always beat active, and the best one to start with is the one you're actually going to do. So here's one action step from this video, like we always do. Pull up your current investment accounts and find out one thing. What is the percent ratio? What is the expense ratio on all of the funds that you own? If you have any of those expense ratios over the 0.5, you might be paying too much for that fund in itself, because there are a lot of low cost ETF alternatives in there, or index funds that are tracking the exact same thing at a fraction of the cost. That is your information and really the account right now. Find out this week exactly what you're paying. Now, drop a comment and tell me, are you currently an ETF investor? Are you mutual funds? Do you have an advisor? Are you still figuring out kind of where to start? I want to know where everyone is coming from, because it helps me make a lot better content on this channel every single day. And if this video cleared up any of the confusion, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it out if anyone needs this information. We break down this exact same kind of thing every single day. Very plain language, very real numbers, no jargon, no fluff. And I'll see you in the next one.